About 3 weeks ago, I was laying in my bed and I was about to go to bed. It was about 11 at night. And my roommate knocked on my door and he said, "We have a huge problem. There's water that's pouring into our living room." And so I came upstairs and saw that through the center of our living room, there's streams of water that were pouring into our living room. We contacted the fire department and police, and almost immediately they responded. They came into the building and went upstairs, and it was discovered that the unit above us was owned by the city of Boulder, and it was foreclosed on months ago, and the city of Boulder purchased it with the hope of making it into low-income housing. And according to what the fire department and the police said, it appears that the unit was not winterized and that the water should have been shut off as no one was living in there. They turned off the water, and for the next few hours, water continued to stream not only into the upstairs, but all of our bedrooms are in the downstairs of the unit. It started pouring into our door frames, in through our ceilings in our bedrooms. And that evening, water mitigation came out about 4 in the morning, and it was required that we leave our unit. And in the process of their doing water mitigation, they removed large portions of the ceiling and drywall and drilled large holes throughout the unit to aerate the drywall and the insulation. And approximately 5 days after the initial water mitigation began, I had a call from my landlord, and she mentioned that, in a voicemail no less, she said, "It appears we have a minor problem. There's asbestos in your unit." And initially we were given a timeline that we would return to our unit within a few days. That has now been pushed back to weeks. And my concern with this whole process and how things have gone is that I'm working 2 jobs to support myself. I'm taking a couple classes that are graduate level work to try and improve my career prospects, and I'm trying to become a firefighter. And when I had spoken with the city, they're putting us up in the hotel. They've paid for water mitigation efforts for asbestos abatement because they initially released it from the ceiling. And the woman I've spoken with said that that was not their contract work and that that was not immediately revealed. But my concern was that the humidifiers and the fans that they put in our unit only spread the asbestos everywhere for days while they were drying our unit out. And they've said that the items that have been destroyed in our unit are unfortunately our responsibility. And both my roommates and I do not have renter's insurance, although this has been a large lesson. My only concern was I want to get back to where I was. I'm trying to start my career, and I'm in no place financially to be put under this burden.
So what do you want from the city?
Honestly, I just would like my items that have been destroyed to be replaced. We were told that we could move back into our unit eventually, and the carpeting would be replaced, and the drywall and the insulation, but that we would be without all of our beds. And initially when I spoke to this woman from the city, her name was Bonnie Logan, she mentioned that our bedding would be thrown out, and I misunderstood her because I said, "Oh, our sheets and our pillows." She said, "No, all of your beds have to be thrown out, they're contaminated." And I said, "Is there any way you'd be able to replace them?" And she said, "No, that is ridiculous. The city is not responsible." She said, "This is a legal issue." And I said, "Well, it's not exactly a legal issue. I feel like ethically, how can we move back into our apartments without our furniture? We're not asking to be recompensated for other means. We just would like to move back into our apartment with our initial furniture that was in there."